If you're thinking about hiring an appointment setter or call center to fix your lead problem, this might just save you $3,000 to $5,000 a month. So, give me the next few minutes and I'll explain why hiring appointment setters or call centers usually fails for remodeling companies and what actually works without doing payroll, headaches, or any kind of babysitting. I'll also walk you through the automated follow-up framework that we use to book estimates without relying on humans to chase leads all day. Now, if you're new here, I'm Johnny with Thrive Today Media, and we help remodeling companies build systems that book appointments automatically, not businesses that rely on more people to manage. And in every video, I share with you something that you can actually use today or think about differently. No sales pitch, just clarity. So here's what usually happens. And here's the big problem. A lead comes in, some book, most don't. So somebody tells you or somebody says, you just need to hire, some kind of appointment setter or receptionist to call them faster. And it sounds logical, but for most contractors, it just creates more problems than it solves. So what happens is contractors they try to hire some kind of overseas appointment setter. They pay this call center or appointment setter $3,000 to $5,000 per month. They hope they sound professional and they pray that they don't burn the lead or embarrass the brand. And now they're managing employees instead of running their remodeling business. But here's the truth that no one tells you. Human setters, they get tired, they miss follow-ups, they work limited hours, they quit, and sometimes they don't actually understand what remodeling conversations should be about. And worst of all, they still rely on manual effort. So the bottleneck never actually goes away, it just changes shapes. All right, so if hiring another person to make your call isn't the answer, well, what is? Well, it's building a system that works for you while you're sleeping, estimated, or on the tools. It's about being first, being consistent, and being smart with your time. So here's what actually works. So step number 1 is fix the speed to lead automatically. Because you know that feeling when a lead comes in and you're up to your elbows in sawdust, or maybe you're in a meeting? Well, that lead, it gets cold, it goes cold, and the data doesn't lie. If a contact is happening with a lead in under 5 minutes, you're 10 times more likely to actually convert that into an appointment. And so with our system, the second a homeowner hits submit on your website or lead form, they get 3 different things. So firstly, they get an instant message to their phone saying something like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, this is Johnny from Johnny's Remodeling Company. We're just confirming that we've got your request for a bath and remodel estimate. We'll be in touch shortly to schedule your appointment. But in the meantime, here's a link to our project gallery and our calendar page. So if you want to sub-book that appointment, go ahead and do that through that link. And then secondly, we also have an automated email confirmation with the remodeler or remodeling company's license info, a brief what to expect guide, and maybe a link to a Google review page so the homeowner can see more information about the company. And then thirdly, there's an AI voice assistant that attempts to call within 90 seconds, not tomorrow, not in an hour, but literally 90 seconds. And this AI isn't just leaving voicemails. It's conducting genuine, natural conversations. It asks also qualifying questions like, is this remodel for like a primary residence or an investment property? What's your ideal timeline to start? Your ideal budget? What's the biggest frustration with the current space that you're trying to remodel? Do you have plans and designs? And while they're talking, the system is scoring the lead, capturing notes, and also determining the next steps, all before most contractors even see the lead notification. And then boom, you've just been every other contractor who's waiting for their appointment setter to log in the morning, and you look professional, responsive, and you've captured the attention of this homeowner in their moment of intent. No human had to lift a finger. So stop saying, AI isn't for us. You're gonna sound just like Blockbuster watching Netflix walk in, and they got exterminated and extinct. And you can keep pretending, this is just a trend, or you can admit that you're losing leads while the competition is automating their follow-up process in seconds. In fact, doctors and even lawyers and even your phone company is already using, things like voice AI and AI appointment setters. Now, with that being said, let's talk about step number 2. So step number 2 is all about systemized follow-up logic. And this is where 90% of leads are lost. Because a human setter, they call once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but then they get discouraged, they mark it as no answer, and then they move on. Whereas on the other hand, with a system, it doesn't have feelings. And here's the logic that your system needs to follow for it to be successful. So first things first, if a lead doesn't book after the first text, the system waits 2 hours and then it sends a personalized follow-up text with a specific question. Like for example, hey, Billy Bob, just circling back. And just to give you the best estimate, just wondering what is the priority for your bathroom update? Is it more about storage, lighting, or the overall layout? And can you send us a picture of your current space? And then if the lead replies, but they don't schedule it, it's going to route them into some kind of 4-day nurturing sequence with short videos of past projects, client testimonials, emails in your process, so that we can start building that know, like, and trust factor with every single interaction. And then if for some reason the homeowner goes radio silent, well, it's going to trigger some kind of multi-channel sequence where there's like a voicemail drop from you, another text, an email, all spaced out over like 10 days. And it's not spam. It's helpful, persistent touch points until they say yes or not now. Okay, now let's talk about leveraging an actual voice assistant or an AI appointment setter beyond automations, right? As well, because here's the truth. Nobody cares if it's AI or a receptionist. They care that their calls are answered, they care that their appointment is booked, and they care that you show up when you say they will. So instead of hiring traditional appointment setters or using call centers that give up after a few attempts, or AI doesn't understand giving up. It executes multi-touch sequences across voice, text, and email. So like for example, for our clients, we do the following. Voice calls at strategic times like Tuesday 10 a.m., Thursday 4 p.m. We also do a personalized video text showing similar projects. We also do case study emails addressing specific pain points that the homeowner has around their project. And if the lead says, call me next month, our AI logs that and actually does that. And if they ask a complex question, well, it flags it for human intervention. And this isn't automation, it's intelligent persistence that adapts to real conversations. It's like having the most disciplined appointment setter in the planet working 24/7, following a perfect script that you designed. They never get tired of following up. So with all that in mind, this brings me to step number 3, which is injecting humans only where it matters. And this means that we want your time or your sales rep's time to be spent only with qualified, motivated homeowners, not chasing a bunch of ghosts. And this is the real paradigm shift. Instead of paying someone $4K per month to chase ghosts, your AI becomes your ultimate qualifier, and it only escalates to you when a budget has been confirmed, when timeline has been established, when decision makers are on the line, when specific project details are documented, and also when like specific appointment times are collected. So you're not getting a lead, you're getting pre-qualified, pre-scheduled appointments with all the context already in your CRM and your notes. You walk into conversations where the homeowner has already met your company through those multiple intelligent interactions, and your first call or meeting with the homeowner isn't, hi, did you submit a form? It's, hi, Billy Bob, I was just reviewing our conversation about your bathroom or kitchen remodel. And so, yeah, I just wanted to discuss with you some of the layouts that we discussed. And so you've moved from a lead chaser to an expert consultant in the first 30 seconds of the meeting or the call with the homeowner, right? And the reason this works so well is because systems, they don't call in sick, they don't forget a follow-up, they don't need training, and they don't quit when things get hard. You remove labor from the most fragile part of the process and replace it with consistency, and that is how you scale without any chaos. Now, if you guys want to see how this automated follow system is all mapped out, some free tools you can use to put this together, I've actually put together also a breakdown of our AI follow-up and booking framework that we use for our own remodeling companies, like our clients. And just drop a line below and I'll hook you guys up, and it's going to show you how you guys can book more estimates from the leads that you're already paying for without hiring setters, adding payroll, or managing another person. See you guys on the next video.